What's up, everybody? I'm going to post up a video of my 2017 Superduke on the Facebook Superduke forums. A lot of new members asking questions, seeking out advice. So I'm going to share a little bit of my bike, what's been done to it. It's not any better or any worse than anybody else's, but maybe somebody can get some info out of this video and be useful to them. We have the Blaster X integrated taillight, integrated directionals, strobe functions, brake light, parking light, Yoshimura tail tidy, all metal, doesn't burn. Moving down, we got the BST carbon fiber rims. I had a buddy of mine paint the flange, KTM orange with some metallic in it. Color supplied by Color Right in the US. It's an Evotech axle nut. I didn't damage it too much putting on, but I've destroyed other ones. So I have a stock one powder coated black that'll eventually go back on there if I wreck this one. Moving up, we have the RS22 full titanium exhaust system, including the headers, ceramic coated black by Austin. That's their Austin Racing's passenger peg solution, because you lose that ability with the RS22 system, but they developed that so you can run the passenger pegs. Stock rear sets, Evotech from Italy clear clutch cover with their pressure plate and slider specific to that case, or cover rather. I added some foil lining heat protection to the master cylinder reservoir. I don't know if it helps or hurts, but it is what it is. The RS22 comes with a carbon fiber plate. That's the foil lined for heat protection of your battery box and stator rectifier under there. Excuse me for the congestion and the heavy breathing. Got a cold. That's the Evotech engine slider. Evotech makes great products. Everything comes delivered amazingly packaged, little briefcases. Great company to deal with. Rottweiler SAS block-off plate tucked up there. You can kind of see the orange Rottweiler intake running a pre-filter skin over the dome filter. Rhino Moto bar end sliders, mirror mounts, CRG lane splitter mirrors. They work. I like them. Minimal look. AR Racing levers, although, I've been told they're rebadged TVM or whatever that company is. Don't know, but I like them. They're adjustable. They fold upwards in case I crash. Hope I don't. I believe it's F&C windscreen. Haven't ridden it yet this year. That was put on in the winter, so hopefully it gives me a little bit of wind protection. Anything's better than nothing. That's is their solution. They use their custom mount to mount an OEM 690 screen. Looks good in my opinion. I hate all the other windscreens that are out there. Forget the company that supplied the tinted headlight cover. That went on this winter. Hopefully it will stay on. Looks good now. Hopefully it holds up. On the triple trees, or the triple clamps, you can see the Pro Bolt black titanium bolts. Did that purely for aesthetics to get rid of the factory silver ones. Also use Pro Bolt for their caliper with titanium caliper mount bolts. Again, aesthetics. There is Gills Tooling axle sliders. Did that, one for the protection, two for to bring a little bit of orange up to the front of the bike. And then you can see the carbon fiber Acra front fender half. Couldn't afford the whole one. But boy, does Acra offer amazing carbon. They really, really do. The weave is just perfect. The matte finish is perfect. Love everything about it. Up here, you can kind of see the Hyper Pro reactive steering damper. Haven't tested that yet. That went in the winter. I believe that's an RNG radiator cover, the Evotech sump protector, skid plate type thingy. That's held up well. I put a quick coat of paint on it. It gets chipped up. Moving forward, onwards, we have the RNG ignition cover slider. Got some fresh oil in there. Back here, another Acra piece, their carbon fiber rear hugger. Again, beautiful. Down here, another Evotech product, their sprocket carrier with Pro Bolt titanium sprocket nuts. Looks good in my opinion. Adds a little bit of orange to that area. And I forget the company, I don't know if it was Moto Composites or what, that I got this carbon fiber rear cowl. I was told it's the closest match to Acra. The finish, the sheen, it does kind of match the Acra products, but the weave direction of the carbon does not match. I mean, it looks like a similar type of weave, but the direction doesn't match, and to be honest, it kind of pisses me off. I really don't like it as far as the direction of the weave, but Acura doesn't make this part yet, so that's what I'm stuck with. I also have the Acura carbon fiber gas cap surround, a quad lock bicycle mount phone mount. Yes, I know it's one clear and one black zip tie mounting it, and I'm not motivated enough to change them to two black ones. Thing works great, mounts the phone horizontal on the dash, looks good, it's usable. I've had no issues. I had this very phone that I'm filming come off of this bike at about 140 miles an hour from a ram mount. Luckily I found the phone, and although it was pretty damaged, it's still usable about a year later, so I went with the quad lock and have not had one issue with that. So as far as things you can't see, the intake is from Rottweiler. It's running two 80mm stacks. Initially, I had also been running a Rottweiler supplied and mapped PC5. The bike was also flashed at purchase with the Acura map to the factory ECU. Brent Tuning reached out to me, offered me a deal. They wanted to use this bike to develop tune files and maps and a handheld device for future customers with the SDR. So we struck up a deal. This bike was at Brent's for about 2 weeks. We removed the PC5, obviously, and they initially told me when they did a baseline run as I delivered it to them that the PC5 was, was a really rich map. I didn't notice that it was running any different, but they thought it was, brutally rich. So we removed all that, and I also supplied them with two 40mm stacks. They did various testing and combinations of, 180, 140 stack, 240 stacks. And the 240 stacks obviously gained horsepower, a couple horsepower at the upper RPM limits, upper 200. And for my riding ability and style, and it was determined that, the 280 stacks gave the best numbers, especially the best torque numbers. I've been told that the Brent Tuning dyno, it's a Mustang brand dyno, runs high. I don't care. I didn't have any stock comparison numbers, which I probably should have, to, have a baseline run of the bike stock or a baseline delivered to them. So people like pointing that out, and I get that, but it is what it is. I have the numbers from Bren, as tuned by them. If I make any future upgrades to the engine or maps or whatever, I'll go back and I'll use their dyno to get another set of numbers just so I can have some validity to the numbers. The bike ran a peak of 191, 102, I believe, on their dyno on that day. That was with the 240 stacks. With the 280 stacks, it ran a 189, 105 combo. Again, those numbers are pointless. I have no comparison numbers. What they did to this bike is simply amazing. The throttle response is better. Everything is better about it, and it was instantly noticeable when I got it back from them and took it out for a rip. Sometimes you're often questioning, your parts when you put them on there, like, do I feel a difference? Don't I feel a difference? Is it like a placebo effect? I noticed the difference right away with their tuning. I've seen some questions that, did they tune with the stock O2 sensors in? Honestly, I smoke a lot of pot, so I don't know if I delivered it to them with O2 sensors to use in their tuning and testing and creating their files. I know that one of their representatives is reaching out to them to find out if I did. Currently, obviously, I'm not running O2 sensors, but honestly, I don't know if they tuned with the O2 sensors or not. They may have, may not. I might have given them to them when I dropped the bike off, but I honestly can't answer that. The companies that I'm really happy with are the companies that are represented on this bike. Evotech, obviously Rottweiler. They're simply amazing, and they continue to develop great stuff for the KTM, model line. Acropovic, their carbon is great, and Brent Tuning, they did a great job. So I don't think I'm going to add any more orange to the bike. I don't really have any upgrades planned until a certain somebody releases his supercharger kit for the bike. But right now, this is what it is, and here's my video of it. I'm not a great videographer. It's coming off a stupid cell phone, and maybe I'll do a startup at some point of the bike, and we can hear how it sounds. Maybe I'll even do that right now.